Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, please do be part of this family, this journey, by subscribing, liking, share, and creating these beautiful pieces with me. Now, I'd like to thank every single one of you that's been supportive in the crochet groups. I can't thank you enough. I am very humbled by it. And your beautiful comments. Thank you so much. May God bless you on every sense of the word. I wanted to also mention that I use number 4 in thread. This is Portuguese thread, 100% soft cotton. And I'm also using number 4 on this white one, and this one is from Brazil, which I'll be working a lot with. Also 100% cotton, soft cotton. These are 1 cones of 1 kilogram, which is about 1,130 to 1,150 grams, which is very worth buying. And why I'm mentioning this, because a lot of you ask me on the crochet groups, where do I get my thread, that you're interested on buying them. So I will leave all the information, who you can contact directly, the seller, through her either YouTube channel, her Facebook page, which has more threads on there to look at, and her son's email that does speak English, because she is here in Portugal, in Europe. These big cones, they go almost around €9. It's 8 something. So depending upon the exchange rate, Canadian or American, because they're not too much of a difference, it's between $14 and $16 for 1 kilo for all those grams. If you realize, when you buy certain small rolls of thread, usually it's between 25 grams to 50 grams. Unless you're buying the acrylic mixed thread, which is a whole different thing, has nothing to do with the luxurious of creating these patterns. And we usually pay 8 something, $12.99, $14.99 for maybe maximum between 50 to 100 grams. So is it worth getting them? Absolutely. Anyway, I'm doing you guys a favor on this. For the people that keep asking me, I don't gain anything by it, or any promotions or any discounts or anything like that. That's why you're dealing with her directly. I'm just helping you guys out. So I'll leave all the information in the description box below, and you can take it from there. Okay, so this is going to be another Christmas, very Christmassy, as you see the colors on here. Dining room set again that I am creating at this point. I've advanced myself quite a bit to create, because you know, when you create something, you have to take down quite a bit of time before you actually get it exactly as you like it. At least I am that way. So this is a pretty good set. Again, it's a 13 set, and as you can see here, I created the napkin fork holder, exactly the same thing as on the table runner, which the table runner I am done with. But the table runner stitch pattern is exactly the same thing as it will be for the plate mat, which I will be recording the plate mat, as you will see that nothing changes. The only thing that changes here was the centerpiece of the table runner that I changed up a bit. But same stitch, same concept, same everything. So I created this, whatever you want to call it, for the napkin, fork, knife holders, because obviously you'd put your napkin, you'd put your forks and your knives in there. So you got this, and I'm doing a set of 4, by the way. So I've done these already, so I have one left to do the tutorial. As you can see, I have very Christmassy colors. I mean, you can't get more Christmas than this. So you got the reds and the green. I have the red here, which I've applied and did my little flowers around it. I have my green. And I have my red, wine, burgundy, peachy, or not peachy, but pinky, if you wanted to call it that way. Okay, so I'm going to show you the table runner. Oh, and not to forget. And also the glass mats, which they are created already, except for one that I did not create. So I have two like this, and then as you see the difference, I will have another one like this, which I'll be doing the tutorial on. So I have two with, you know, the Christmas mixed multicolor red and green, and this one is just red and then green and red up there. So I think it's gorge, but you know, everybody has their own opinion. And this is the table runner. Try to get this. Good God. Okay, this is the centerpiece. Okay, so this is what the table runner has. Oops, no, this way. The table runner has 3 of these. They're just basically attached. My table's small, people. They're just basically attached here on 3 flowers into the next round pattern, which is the middle piece. I also added, last minute, wasn't sure I was going to do that, but it came to mind, so I also added the little bow tie there with 2 pearls at the end, one facing that way and the other one facing me. So, and this is the centerpiece, which is attached to that one already. Of course, you'll see a better once I lay it out on the table and have everything set up. So this is the centerpiece, as you can see. The only difference with the centerpiece and the sides, the only thing I added onto here was the burgundy flowers right here, as you can see them. The stitch and everything still stays the same. This is just an extra that I decided to put on, which is very simple to do. I won't do the whole pattern, but I will show you how it's done, and you can continue and do it on yours. So there's 2 layers of flowers. The last one is the red, and I put the burgundy just before the end. So this would be the middle piece, and I did not put any bow tie and pearls because the middle piece usually, you know, you have something big to go right in the middle of it, so we don't want nothing to disturb. And this is the other end on the other side, which is attached here also on 3 flowers. So it's a pretty long one, and the plate mats will be exactly the size and exactly the same thing. And I will be incorporating on the plate mats, most of them with the multicolored green and red. So as you see, like I said, I put one facing that way, and I have this one facing this way. So this is optional. You don't have to do it. I wanted to do it because when I looked at it once I was done, I said, it's like something is missing here. And of course, I'm always full of ideas, so I decided to have that in the last minute. But you don't have to. You can leave it as is. It's gorgeous as it is. So we are going to get started on the table mat plate. And then I'll explain to you how to proceed with the middle one to add these flowers in. Nothing to it. All of them have the same stitch and the same size, and the plate mats will be exactly the same stitch and the same size. The only difference, like I said, we'll be adding this one only on the middle of the centerpiece, nowhere else. So I'll show you that as we're stitching and going along. So I hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you're going to create these beautiful pieces for Christmas, either for yourself or as gifts, because it makes a very luxurious gifts, you know, to people that really like the arts, handmade or man-made, as they say, crafts. So this is a masterpiece, of course, and I'm very proud of creating it. So thank you so much, everybody, and now we're going to get started. Oh, and please feel free. Any questions, just email me and ask me whatever you need. There's a lot of people that email me for questioning when they're doing a pattern. I am here to help you. Do not be shy. Do not hesitate. I might sometimes take a little bit longer to answer because there's a lot of people. First. Second, my hour change of yours do not meet at the same time. You have to realize that sometimes you're writing to me on the evening or early evening, and I'm already, you know, in the midst of the morning already, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So obviously I'm sleeping. I'm not looking at messages at that time. But as soon as I wake up, I go to my phone and check any messages, and I'm sure by the time I answer you, you guys are sleeping. For a lot of you, not everybody. Okay, so needle number 3, just to make sure, and scissor. And of course, if you're using the pearls, then pearls of your choice. If you're doing this little ribbon around, then you would add the 2, I mean, it's optional, then you would add the 2 pearls at the end. Okay, people. Okay, people, before we even start, I want to mention that this piece that we're going to create, this 13 set table runner with plate mats and glass coasters and napkin holders and so on. This will be named Natalia. This is after my best buddy for many, many years as teenager. This creation will be on her name and also the colors because it's her favorite color, red. So this is in honor of Natalia. So I'm just going to say a few words in Portuguese to her. She's far away from me also. She's in Canada. And like I said a few times, I'm in Europe. So, Natalia, minha querida, isto foi criado no teu nome. E espero que gostes dessa peça. Foi criado com muito amor. E um dia, se Deus quiser, encontramos novamente. Venhas cá com o teu marido, nós tomamos um cafezinho juntas e falamos um pouco dos tempos épicos. Então, muitos beijinhos para ti, cumprimentos ao teu marido e espero que gostes muito dessa peça, que é o nome dela, Natália, depois de ti, tá bem? Muitos beijinhos, minha querida. Tchau, tchau. So, like I said, this is Natalia table set of 13 pieces, and I hope everybody's going to enjoy it. So, let's get started, people. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the magic ring. You turn once around your fingers, you grab the thread from the back, bring it over, hold your threads here so it does not go anywhere, and you go up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now inside of this magic ring we are going to do 16 double crochet. Okay, so do your 16, try to get you closer, do your 16, go around, lock it up on the 3rd place and go up 3. So we've locked up on 3rd place, as you can see, and now we're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. On the same place, we are going to do another double crochet. On the next space, we're going to do 1 alone. Just pull my thread here. I wish I had something shooting thread at me all the time. Okay. On the next space, 2 together, 2 double crochet together. Very simple. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 2 together. So do that until the end. I'll meet you at the end. Lock it up on 3rd place and go up 3. 2 together, 1 alone. So we finished doing the 2 together, 1 alone. We go up 3. Same place, another double crochet. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 1 alone. So this time it's going to be 2 together and 2 alone. So 2 together. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 2 together. And we're going to do that all the way around until the end. We're going to lock it up on the end, and we're going to proceed with 3 stitch up. So 2 together and 2 alone. Okay, so we finished doing the 2 together and 2 alone. We go up 3. On the same place, we're going to do another one. So we're going to have 2 on the same place. And now this next one, we're going to do 2 together. This whole row is going to be 2 together on each stitch. So not complicated at all. So 2 together all the way around. two here, two here, two here, two here, and so on. Okay, so now we finished doing the two together on each stitch. We 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to do 5 chain stitch. We are going to skip one and we're going to go into the next one. We're going to make the little squares here. Okay, so in order for it not to be too tight or too loose, for people that have tight stitch like myself, or people that have too much of a loose stitch, what I'm doing with it here so it can balance well. So here I went up 5. That means I have 2 separations. So I'm going to give 1 separation here, skip 1, go into the next one. And here I'm going to do 2 separations, skip 1, go into the next one. And then here I'm going to do 1 separation, skip 1, go into the next one. Again, 2 separation, skip 1, go into the next one. 1 separation, skip 1, go into the next one. So basically I'm alternating the separation stitch. I'm doing 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So it does not become too crumpled up or too loose. Okay, so you do that all the way around. You lock up on the 3rd place. If you're changing thread, then you cut. If not, you continue with whatever thread you're doing or yarn. Okay, everybody. So I pretty much did my squares. Now, make sure you have 33 squares. Even by skipping one, at the end, it won't total up exactly by skipping. So what did I do? I didn't skip 3 of them. It doesn't show any difference at all on the pattern. Once you put the next row, it makes no difference. It's not going to show. If you want to spread a little bit, then you can go ahead. It doesn't show on mine, so I left it as. Don't forget here at your magic circle, go in between the loops down here with a smaller thread needle to hide your thread, to make sure that nothing is gonna come out of place. Sometimes it's hard because, of course, you know, you're pulling something with a smaller needle, so sometimes it's a little bit of a pain, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So you go through the loops back here to make sure that everything is secure. You do that a couple of times and you should be good to go, because it's not going to go anywhere. And then you'd cut your thread. Okay, so now I am going to use let me see. Of course, I have to use the, so I'm going to use the burgundy to do this first row here. And then I'm going to use the multicolored one on this row here. Okay. So let me just get it prepared here on the floor next to me, because I put all my threads on the floor next to me so I can just pull them as I'm stitching. It makes it much easier up because my space is very limited here. Okay, so you make your knot, and you'd go inside any loop for any square for that matter. Doesn't matter where, doesn't change anything. You go up 3 and you do 2 stitch double crochet in here, and you do right on top of the loop stitch underneath where you did your square. You do it here. I'll make sure I'm looking at this camera because sometimes I forget that I'm recording. I'm just yapping away. So 2 inside, very simple, nothing to it, and 1 on top of the below stitch. So 2 double crochet inside of the square and 1 overlapping the one underneath. So nothing to it. We're going to do that all the way around. 2, 2, and 1 here. 2 double crochet, 1 on top of the stitch here. 2 double crochet, 1 on top. I'll meet you at the end. And if you're changing threads, then you cut your thread. I'm cutting mine because then I'm going back. I am going back with either white or green. I'm not sure. I'll see. Okay, everybody. So I've cut my thread. And I'm using the straight green because we're doing this row of squares again. So I've locked it in, as you can see, right on any of them, it doesn't matter, right over the stitch that's on the white stitch here. Okay, so I went up 5 because 2 for separation. And we're going to put it right on the next stitch that we have overlapping the white one here. So you're going to be skipping 2, right? Because we did 2 inside of each square. Again, 1, 2. So we're going to do 2. We're going to skip 2. And we're going to do double crochet on the next one. We're making squares again. You can see that it overlaps the straight line right on the white one. Don't tighten it too much. 1, 2. If you need to put 2 and 3 stitch, 2 and 3 stitch, like we did here, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, then go ahead. So your pattern doesn't become too crunched up. I'm doing 2, 1, 2, and loosen it quite a bit. Okay, so skip 2, go into your next one. 1, 2, skip 2, into the next one. Okay, so do your little squares and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're starting the 8th row. And you'd put on any of the stitch here. And this time we're going to do 3 double crochets inside the square. So go up 3. Inside of the square, you're going to do 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then 1 overlapping here on top of the stitch, and then 3 inside again. So we're doing this all the way around, and we're going to lock it up at the end. If you're changing colors, then you cut your thread. If not, you proceed with the same color. Okay, so basically we are on this row here. We're doing the same thing as we did with this one, except this one is with 2 inside the square and this one's with 3 inside the square. So I'll meet you at the end. I wanted to give a big shout out to one of my biggest fans, friend now. We became good friends now. I am so happy that I can become good friends with fans of mine, which is quite fascinating. Nancy Strand, big hugs to you, my dear. You're a lovely woman, really, really, really nice woman to talk to. I really enjoy you very much, and thank you so much for your support. Nancy Strand from Wassasauga Beach, Ontario. Much hugs and kisses to you, my dear. Okay, so proceed and lock it in. I also wanted to mention, when you're doing your squares, even if it crumples up a bit like this, as you see, it doesn't matter, because once you overlay this round of stitch, it's going to flatten it out. So don't stress over it. Okay, so I've done mine. It's nice and flat. I know it's hard to see now on camera. So I grabbed my green. We're doing squares again. So I'm going to grab it on the loop where it overlaps loops here. And I'm going to lock it in with single stitch here. And then go up 5, 2, 3. Trying to hide my thread, 4 and 5. So now you skip the 3 and you go into your 4th one, which is the one that's overlapping this one again. 1, 2, and 3. So we're doing 3 separation now because, you know, it's getting wider. We have to, or else it's going to crumple up. 3, skip 3, go into the 4th one. 1, 2, and 3. Don't tighten it up. Loosen it a bit so it doesn't crumple up. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to do squares all the way around. And then we're going to lock it in at the end and cut the thread again if you're changing threads. Okay, so very simple. Make sure you overlap. You skip the 3 and you overlap. Skip 3 and you overlap. Meet you at the end. Okay, so we finished making the last row of the squares, which is this one here. And now I'm coming in with the white. We're going to proceed to do this one here. Again, you can pretty much start anywhere. You can start overlap the bottom stitch. And you go up 3, 2, and 3. Now inside of the squares, we're going to do 4 double crochet stitch. So 1, and of course you can see it's almost like turned as a hat. Now don't forget, once we put all those stitches together, this is all going to flatten out. So don't worry about it. So we are 2, 3, and 4. So 4 double crochet inside of the square and 1 overlapping the stitch here. And then again 4 double crochet inside of the square. Now we're going to do this all the way around to the end. We're going to lock it in. And we're going to go up 3 to the next row. So proceed with yours and I'll do mine. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so 1 overlap, 4 inside. 1 overlap and 4 inside, which I missed a stitch here. Yes, let me see, this is the overlap. Yeah, I missed a stitch, so thank God I looked at it. Another thing, always please advance the video when you're watching, because I could always come up with a new technique or change my mind on something, or especially if you're doing collars like I am, then I could change ideas of colors. So always advance the video a little bit further to make sure that I have not made a mistake as a human being and or change the pattern up a bit. So it's always good to advance the video up ahead and then back up and then follow through as the tutorial. I'm not good with crochet codes yet. I'm getting used to it. Thank God that Miss Nancy Strand, my big fan, my friend, is teaching me these codes now, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much, Nancy. And I'm learning quite a bit about the names of these codes. I didn't know it was a double crochet that it was called, or a single crochet, or a peacock. My goodness, took forever to figure that one out. But thank you so much, Nancy, for the great help on telling me the names of these stitches. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we finished doing the round of white. Now, just a reminder, 3 rows of white. Okay, we did 1. We have 2 more rows of white. And the next 2 rows, nothing changes. It's just double crochet on top of double crochet. We're not adding, we're not taking out, it's just going over the double crochet. That's all it is. So 3 rows of white, same stitch, double crochet over double crochet, nothing complicated. So if you have 5 stitches here, 4 inside, you're going to have 4 overlapping and the 1 on top of the stitch. 4 overlapping and 1 on top of the stitch. And it continues the same thing on this row too. So these 3 rows are the same amount of stitches, nothing has changed. The only thing I'm going to show you now, since we are doing the plate mat, I'm going to show you how I created the middle piece here on the table runner, in case some of you are interested on making the table runner. Making table runner or making the centerpiece the same. If you don't want this, you can just add the 3 plate mats sized together, add them on each side of the middle one. If you're going to create this flower around it, it's still the same 3 rows of white. The only difference becomes here. We're going on the second row of white. So on the second row of white, you'd go up 1, 2, and 3. You'd grab back loop only. You leave the front free because we need the front to create the green leaves. Okay, so that's the only thing that's changed. You grab the back loop. Let me get it even a little bit closer. Whoops. And you just grab these back loops like this. Nothing else changes. It's the same stitch count everywhere around. So you'd grab the back loops. I'm just going to give you a demonstration because I'm not doing the centerpiece. I'm doing plate mat. So I'm just showing you. I'm taking it down after. It's just to give you an example if you want to create that effect of flowers on the middle piece of the table runner. So you need to leave these little loops up front so you can create these leaves, the green leaves here. Okay, so I'm going to just do a couple more so you see what I'm doing. Like that. Okay, let's do a few more here because then I'm taking it down. So you're only grabbing the back loops. It's the same amount. We need to leave this little first loop out. Okay, so now you'd finish doing that all the way around, and then you'd proceed with your third row, grabbing everything together. Okay, nothing changes. You'd grab the third row by the normal stitch over stitch. It's only this one you leave the front loop out. Okay, now you'd grab your green. I have a mess of thread here all over me, of course. So you'd grab your green and you'd make your stems. So you'd grab right on top where the below stitches, you'd grab it, your loop on the front that we left out right over here. Of course, the first one's always harder because we've locked in. So I just put this over here. So you'd grab it, you'd lock it in, you'd go up 2, 3, come back on the same place and do another double crochet. Now you're going to give it 2 separation, 1, 2, and back in the same place again, and create 2 more double crochet. So you can have that effect of the leaf, of the stem for the flower. Okay, you'd give 1 separation and you'd go into the next one that's overlapping the stitch here. So you'd come in and again you do your 2 double crochet, 2 separation, and 2 double crochet. Nothing to it, very simple. 1 separation again. You'd come to your next one where it overlaps on the bottom of this one here. So again, 2 separation and 2 double crochet. So this is the stem created for the flower, and it would be like this, okay? And then you'd grab your red, but that you do this only at the end when you finish up all your rows. You don't do this right away. You can do this after you finish your plate mat. You can come back to it and create that effect. So you'd come in the middle and you'd go up 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have 6 stitch. You come back 3 space, 1, 2, and 3, and you do your picot, and then turn once, and you do your double crochet, and again 1, 2, and 3, and you do your picot again, and then you come back inside, you do your double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and you do your picot again, okay, and your double crochet stitch. So you have to have 3 picot, okay? So you got your 3 and 4 double crochet in the middle, so don't forget, you got 4 picot and 4 double crochet. No separation, you'd come in the middle, you lock it in with single stitch, and again no separation, and you continue to do your double crochet and go up 1, 2, 3, and your picot again, and your double crochet again, and 1, 2, and 3, your picot again, and again double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. This is your third picot, and then you do your double crochet again. So now you got your 4 double crochet inside of the center of the V. No separation, you lock it in with single stitch, and you proceed to do the same thing on all of them. So this is the effect you get. And of course it's going to stand out more because you have one more row of white to do. You'd proceed all the way, you'd come in, and you'd lock it here on the last stitch before the picot, and cut your thread and hide it. Make a knot, hide it, as I usually show you on the videos. Okay, so this is pretty much how you get this effect on that. Okay, so I'm going to take mine down because I don't need the middle piece, it's already done. I'm just showing you how it's done. So very simple, nothing to it. Now, once you have, let me just get this out of the way because I'm going to have a knot here of thread. Oh, goodness. Okay. So now I'm going to take this down because I don't need this. I already have my centerpiece. Now you would just basically continue from here and the next row. So it's 3 rows of white. So let's say you're doing the 3rd row. So you'd proceed the same way. You would just grab it and continue. This is the 2 sides will be done like this as the plate mat for the table runner, and the only difference that changes is just the flowering and all of that in the middle. That's if you want that effect. If not, then you can just do this and put 3 attached together. Of course, it's not the same effect, you know, it's more simple, more plain. This is a very fast and a very easy set to do. So all you do is stitch over stitch, and the next row will be the same thing, stitch over stitch, nothing changes. I'll meet you at the end of the next row. So we'll have 3 white rows. Cut your thread, because then we're getting into the last row of the same thing, what we just did. The stands, the green stands, and then the flower. I'll meet you at the end of the 3rd row. Okay, people, so we pretty much finished doing the 3 rounds. Same stitch, no adding, no subtracting, same amount. Now we're going in with the green. We're creating the leaves, the stems at the end. So again, we'd follow the stitch. Let me get you closer. So we'd follow the stitch that is here, and we're gonna go up 3. So we're gonna do the same thing as I just taught you with the flowers underneath. So we're gonna do 2 double crochets, 2 separations, same place, 2 double crochets. So you're gonna have a total of 4 on the same place. And we're going to do 1 separation. Now you go into, if your stitch is extremely tight, then do 2 separation. So you skip 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to go into the your 4th one, where it's overlapping the next stitch here. Okay, and again, 1, 2 double crochet, 2 separation, and 2 double crochet. I'm giving 1 separation, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on your 5th one, I must have missed a stitch there, but no worries, no stress. As long as it falls on top of the one underneath, there's no problem. So here I skip 1, 2, 3, 4. On my 5th one, I locked in. So here I must have not, must have skipped a stitch somewhere for sure. But it doesn't matter as long as we are locked in. 1, 2, doesn't change anything. So even if you missed a stitch or not, pattern still stays the same. It's not like one separation, and we'd lock it up over here. So I'm not even counting what's in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 5th one. I'm not even counting the middle one. So you know you have 5. You lock it in on your 5th one. In case you missed some stitch, it's probably going to be your 4th one. So I'm not bothering to look or counting. I'm just going directly where I see my stitch is. 1 separation, and again I'm going into my stitch and to do 2 double crochet, 1, 2 separation, and 2 more inside of the same place. So we're basically creating V's. 1 separation, I'm going into the next stitch here where it all follows. 1, 2, same place, 2 more. So we're going to do this all the way around, and you can cut your thread, because then we have 1 more row, which is the peacock flowers. 1 separation and into the next one. So as you noticed, I'm not counting how many I'm skipping. I'm just going directly into the one that follows all the stitch going up, as you can see. So it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 5th one. So you're supposed to have 5 in the middle. If you missed one, it's not a big issue. It doesn't change anything on your book or on your pattern. Okay, So I'll meet you at the end. I'm going to stitch this one in front. And we cut the thread, we proceed with the red. Okay, people, so we pretty much finished doing all the contour with the green. We are on the last row with the red, and it's row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th row, people. So you can start anywhere in the center of the V. And I'm sorry about the music. If you hear any, it's my neighbors. They're having a birthday party. I mean, if it's not construction during the week, it's music in the weekend. But, you know, I prefer music anytime over construction, that's for sure. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go back 3 space, 1, 2, 3. Lock it in, do your picot, whatever you call it. And then you come and you do your double crochet again. I'm trying to hide my thread here. 1, 2, and 3. Am I in camera? Yes, I am. Okay. And you're going to do your... Oh, and before I forget, which I was forgetting to mention to you, the middle one here, I have 4 picots on the end. Okay, it's only the other ones, it's 3 picots, but the middle one is 4 because it's different in all of them, except the first flower is 3, and then your last flower at the edge is 4 picot. Okay, everything else is 3. 1, 2, and 3. And double crochet. So now we have the 3 picot. We come, we do the single stitch, go into the next 1, 2, and 3, and do our picot again. Good God. Double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Picot again, and we close it with double crochet. Single stitch on the next between the V's, and double crochet again. 1, 2, and 3. So this row is very simple. That's all it is to it, and we're done with the plate mat or table runner. If you're doing the table runner, it's exactly the same way, nothing changes. Good God, I gotta get this. Okay. And 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, and 3. So you know you gotta have 3 picot on all of them except for the middle piece. There's 4. Now, unless you want to do 3, you can do 3 too. Doesn't change nothing on the pattern. I wanted to have different in the first one. The first one I did 3, right? And then I wanted to have 4 at the end. It doesn't matter. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you people, my attachment, how I attached it before I forget. So I'll give you a demonstration here. So let's say this is your pattern. Cut it a bit here. And as you're doing your next middle piece, you would do your normal double crochet, and you go up 1. You'd grab your first one on the back part of the flower, lock it in with single, come back and do your double crochet. Very simple. Again, 1 stitch separation, go into the next picot, close it up with 1 single, come down and do your next double crochet. 1 separation, go into your 3rd picot, and do your double crochet. And this is how it is locked in I've locked in 3 flowers, okay? So I've done 3. So we have 33 flowers. You use the 3, you have 30 left. That means you're going to have 15 flowers on one side and 15 flowers on the other side. When you're going to come and attach the other piece, you need to count those 15 flowers on one side, and that's when you're going to attach it. So you leave 15 flowers out, you attach your 3, and you're supposed to have 15 out because you're only using the 3. So 15 is 30 plus your 3 is 33. Okay? So nothing to it. And this is how it's proceed. And again, you would come down and you do your single crochet here, and then you'd go up and you do your regular stitch, 1 separation, back part of the picot, close it in with single crochet, come down and do your double crochet, 1 separation, grab your other picot, lock it in with single crochet, come down and do your double crochet, and 1 separation again, your last and third picot, lock it in, come down and do your double crochet. So you would be attaching 3 of them. Can you see? So you'd attach 1 more, and then you would separate your 15 flowers on each side, okay? So nothing to it, very simple to do the attachment. Just want to make sure you knew before I'd forget. We pretty much touched base on the table runner. That's about it for that. And this is about it for this one here too. Good God. Threads coming out of my brains here. Okay. So this is what it is for the table mat. It's exactly same procedures for the table runner. Just attach them. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, if you're deciding to put that little bow tie string in between these squares like I did, depending up on each one's stitch, some people have a tighter stitch and some people have a looser stitch. You should measure when you're doing your chain stitch to do this chain stitch around. You should do yours, and you go in between the loops, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in. Okay, so very simple to do, not complicated. You'd pass it through under, over, under, over, under, over. Now it's going to come to the end that you're going to have 2 over. It doesn't matter because it's 33, right? It won't combine. You can't go over. It's not an even number. So this is so I put my bow tie on it, which is from the attachment of the pattern. It's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I put 8 flowers. I attached it on direction of 8, and on the other pattern the same thing, so it can be even on the center. Okay. And I have 200 on mine because of my stitch. Yours could be less, yours could be more. 200 chain stitch. Okay, so you should do your chain stitch until 150, 180, and put in between the loops and see how long you want your tie, if you want it longer or shorter. I have 200 on mine, so you figure out by yours due to your stitch, because everybody's stitch is different. Just wanted to mention that in case I would have forgotten, and then you'd be emailing me about that. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. So we're almost done here. Oops, we're almost done here with the table mat, with the plate mat, sorry. And I am going to finish this up, and then we're going to create the glass mat. I think it's called kosher or something like that. So I will finish here, finish yours, and then I will come back to you with the tutorial on the kosher glass mat. Okay, so that covers for that, and this is it for the plate mat, nothing else to it, and you got a gorgeous piece of plate mat. Okay everybody, so now we're doing the glass mat, little kosher I believe it's called. So we're going to do the magic circle. We're going to do 16, go up 3, 16 double crochet, exactly like we did with table mat and the table runner. So 16 double stitch, lock it in, lock it up at the end, and go up 3. I'll meet you on the next row. So now we're on the next row, go up 3. On the same place, we're going to do another double crochet. Next space, 1 alone, exactly the same thing we did with the table runner and the plate mat. 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, and we're going to do that throughout this whole row. If you're changing colors, then you can cut off your thread. I've only did 2 rows of white and proceeded with the burgundy red. Okay, so go up 3. On the same place, you do another stitch. Next space, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together. Meet you up on the 3rd row. So now I have the multicolored burgundy red. Grab any place, go up 3. One more in the same place, trying to hide my thread at the same time. And now we're going to do on the next space 1 alone, next space 1 alone, next space 2 together. So very simple, 2 together and 2 alone, 1 alone, 1 alone, 2 together, 2 double crochet together. So go up 3, do another one on the same place, so that's 2 together, next space 1 alone, next space 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 1 alone, 2 together. And then if you're changing colors, then you cut your thread at the end. I'll meet you on the next row with the red. So I've cut in my thread. As you can see, I still have a little tip here that I'm going to hide it. I went up 3 on the same place. We're going to do another double crochet. And now we're doing 2 on each place, double crochet on the same place. So nothing complicated. Next space, 2 together. Next space, 2 together. Next space, 2 together. And don't worry if it's folded like a little hat, it's going to straighten out now on this row. So don't stress over it. It will get fixed as this row is being put on. So 2 together. As you can see, mine's a little bit bent, right? But now it's going to flatten it out with 2 together on each one. And we are on this row here, and then we have the squares right up top. So I'm not cutting the thread. I'm going right through it with the thread. So we finished our row. Now we go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are going to skip 1 and go into the next one. 1, 2 separation. Skip 1 into the next one. 1, 2 separation, skip 1, going to the next one. If your stitch is too loose, then skip 1. If it's extremely tight, then do like we did on the table mat. Do 1 separation or 2 separation, 1 separation, 2 separation. It all depends on your stitch, if it's too wide or too tight. So you can play around with it. I'm doing 2 separation, but if I see that it's getting too loose, then I'll do 1 separation and the next one 2 separation. So we're going to skip 1 underneath and then to the next one. 1, 2 separation, skip 1, going to the next one. 1, 2, skip 1, going to the next one. We're going to proceed this way all the way around until the end, lock it up, and then I'm changing colors. I'm going into the green. So now we're doing the stems for the flowers. We are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing 6th row. Go inside any square, doing the same thing like we did with the table runner or the plate mat. 1, 2, and 3 with the lock-in. 2 double crochet, 2 separation, 2 double crochet on the same square, 1 separation, we skip 1, we go into the next one, 2 double crochet, 1, 2 separation on the same place, 2 more double crochet. So we're going to have a total of 4. 1 separation, skip 1 square, go into the next one. So very simple, nothing to it. Two separation and 2 double crochet. So I'll meet you at the end, and then we're going to cut the, I think it's best that you can see it here. We're going to cut the thread and proceed with the flowers, with the peacock. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, people, I just wanted to show you. Okay, on the squares here, we have 31 square. Because it's an odd number, it's not an equal number. I need to have 16 of these stems in order to have the same size in every single one of them for the flowers. So because I won't be having another square for space, because I did my stem here, I would skip here and go directly in here. I don't have another one for space. So what am I doing? I'm going in between, right on the stitch here, and I'm creating 1. So we can have 16 stems, okay, which doesn't change anything on the pattern whatsoever. 1 separation, and that's it. And as you can see, it doesn't change anything, and they all look the same. It's just to have the equal amount as all of the other ones. So we did 33 squares on the big patterns, the table runner, because we needed that anyway to have the 3 attachments, if you recall. So this does not change anything. I am going to count how many is on the plate mat. So then we're going to do the red for the flowers. So this is the plate mat. Let me just put a needle here so I won't lose track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So it looks like we have 34. It's impossible. It has to be 33, I'm sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Yes, it's 33. I was right. So 33, so that means you would be having 33 squares over here. You're going to have 33 flowers. We want to keep it at that. These ones are 31. There's no extension on them because we don't need them for attachment anywhere. These are the little glass little mats. Okay, so now we proceed with the flower. So very simple again with the flower, nothing to it. You go inside on any V, doesn't matter. Go up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You come back 3. You do your picot. Come back inside, do your double crochet. Trying to hide my thread. 1, 2, 3, do your picot. Come back inside, do your double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Picot again. And your double crochet. So you're going to have 3 picots and 4 double stitch inside of the same one. Go in between both stems here and do single crochet. Come back up into the middle of the V, do your double crochet, go up 3, come back to the middle here and do your picot again. 1, 2, and 3, and do your picot. Double crochet again. 1, 2, and 3, and do your picot and your double crochet. So you're going to have 4 inside of each V and 3 picots and then a single crochet between them. So follow through, cut your thread at the end, and we will be done with the glass mat. And then we're going to proceed with the napkin holders. Okay, everybody, so now we're going to do the napkin holder, fork knife holder. So we're going to grab the weight. We're going to do a 30 chain stitch, not counting the first one we've locked in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go on until 30. You've done your 30 chain stitch. You come to the first one. You lock it in with a very small stitch. So pull through, go up 3, one, 2, and 3. On the same place, we're going to do another double crochet. On the next loop, another double crochet. We're going to have 1 separation. Trying to hide my thread here. Make it easier. Okay, so we're going to skip 1, 2 on the third one. We are going to do a double crochet. On the same place, do another double crochet. On the next space, do another double crochet. 1 separation, skip 1, 2, go on the third one, double crochet on the same place, another double crochet on the next space, 1 double crochet. 1, 2, 1, sorry, and we're going to skip 1, 2 on the third one, double crochet again on the same place, and double crochet on the next space. So we're going to have a total of of these groups of 3 like that, we're going to have a total of 10. So manage how you have to by skipping 3 or putting 2 together, 1 beside like I'm doing. And you need 10 of 3 groups of the white, okay? And then you can cut your thread if you're changing colors, and I'm going into the multicolor afterwards. Okay, so I have my multicolored red burgundy. I'm going to go in the middle of the group. I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, and 3. In the same space, we're going to create groups of 3 double crochet. So nothing to it. Trying to hide my thread here. And we're doing 1, 2 separation. We're going into the next space and doing groups of 3 again. We're going to do this until the end. We're going to cut the thread. If you're changing colors, we're doing the green stems for the flowers. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so it's going to look like this already. Now you'd grab in the middle of the groups and you do the same thing like you did to the table mat and the table runner. You go up 1, 2, 3, another double crochet, 1, 2 separation, another double crochet, and another double crochet. So you're going to create a V with 2 and 2 separation. You go into the next one, no separation, and you do the same thing. 2, 2 separation, and 2 more double crochet on the next block. Again, the same thing. So nothing to it, very simple. 1, 2 separation, and 2 double crochet. Next square, 2 double crochet, 2 separation, and 2 double crochet on the same place. So you're going to have a total of 4 on each one. Continue all the way to the end. Cut your thread if you're using the red for the paddle, for the picot. Okay, so now we're with the red. We go inside of the V and we go up 3, 2, 3, 6, sorry. Come back on your third one, do your picot, come back in the middle of the V again, do your double stitch, no different than the other ones we've created. Another picot, come back down, another double stitch, and 1, 2, and 3, another picot. So we're doing 3, whoops, we're doing 3 picots like all of the other patterns, and 1 double stitch. Come to the middle, single stitch, no separation. Come to the middle again of the V and redo everything all over again. So do this round. There's one more little thing to do here, actually 2 more things to do here on this pattern. Finish yours and I'll meet you at the end so we can proceed with the final result on this. But obviously it cannot stay like this. We still have the green to do underneath here, like the one here, and we need to tidy up still here so the flowers can stand out. Okay, you guys, so we've done all the red all the way around. Now, thank God that I happen to reach right at the end with the red. I need to go out and get some more red tomorrow to finish my table matte plates. So it doesn't matter that I'm going to use the multi-red in here because it's not going to be seen. So you are here, you've locked in. Now you're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let me get you a little bit closer. And you're going to go from the back of this flower here, and you're going to grab the first stitch there, because now, as you see, this is all still pretty too wide. We need to close it up and round it up like this one, right? So 1, 2, and 3. We come back to the other flower, and we're going to grab it right on the first stitch before the picot and lock it up. 1, 2, and 3. Again, you go on the first stitch here and lock it up. And 1, 2, and 3. Again, first stitch here on the before the picot and lock it up. And 1, 2, and 3. And tighten your stitch because you need it tight so it can close up like that. And so the flowers are gonna stand out like this. 1, 2, and 3. And if your stitch is too wide, then give 2 only so you can tighten it up more. One, 2, and 3. Into the first one here. And close it up. 1, 2, and 3. Into the first one here and close it up. So it's pretty much closing up, and it's rounding up already like that, you see? And 1, whoops, 2, and 3. You go on the first stitch here before your first picot and lock it up. 1, 2, and 3. Like I said, if you find it that it's too if you find that it's too tight, too loose, then close it up more. Okay, and now I'm going into the last one, and I'm going to attach it right on the back where we have the first 3 stitch in the back there. And oops, good God. So you'd come and you lock it up on the back on the first stitch that we did, the 3 stitch. You cut your thread, give it a knot, and it's going to stay like this if you look at it, these little strings inside, which we don't mind, we don't care. It's going to be hidden in the napkin anyway. And then you tie up loose ends, and then we're going to grab the green to do the bottom of single stitch all the way around on the bottom of this. I'm going to give it a knot here because I always like to give knots on my patterns to make sure nothing comes apart. So it's always good to leave a little bit more string when you're cutting it so you can give it a knot and you're sure that nothing is going to come out of place. And then just cut the excess thread. Just don't cut your material though, like I've done that once. Okay, and I see a little piece here too. Which really didn't matter because it was on the inside, but still. I'm picky like that. Okay, so it's pretty much like this, as you see. Now we're going to do the green down here so it can be nice and firm. You turn once, you lock it in, and you'd grab it upside down this way. And you'd go where the space of the 3s are, and you close it in with single crochet, and we're going to do 3 single crochets inside of the space here. So that's 2, and this is 3, and in the middle of the group, right in the center here, we are going to do 2 single crochet, and right beside it another single crochet, and inside of the space 3, 1, 2, and 3. Again, in the middle of the group, single crochet 2 times, and you go right inside of the space 1, 2, and 3. Again, in the middle of the group, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. So this is what it's going to look like all the way around, and we're pretty much finished with it. And we've done a whole set of 13 pieces. Of course, I still have 3 more plate mats to do, but that's not going to be recording because it's already done. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I thank you so much for being part of it. Please do not forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share. It helps to recognize the channel and makes the channel grow. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless everybody. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Just email me. And I hope you really did enjoy this, and you're going to create it for your Christmas or give it as gifts, because it makes it a very luxurious gift, I might say. And again, thank you everybody for all your big support. And I will have the pictures reveal shot and the table set at the table at the end with a little video. So stay tuned for that. And I'll leave all the other information about the threads and everything else on the description box. I thank you so much, everybody. And big hugs and kisses to my dear greatest fan and friend, Nancy Strand from... my goodness, my brains are just so tired. Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. So big shout out to you, my dear. Big hugs and kisses, and I will see you guys on the next tutorial. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.